everybody, welcome back to Overtake on this, well, you can't see it actually, but on a very lovely Tuesday. If you've been following our coverage on the website, social media recently, you will know that we are the official media partner of Gaming Expo 2025 and very excited for that event already. And we're gonna meet a certain someone that has plays a very big part actually, the biggest part probably, you could say, in organizing the event. Jorge Anzaldo. Here he is for an interview with us. Jorge, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you, Yannik. I'm excited to be here. Obviously, this is a huge undertaking, but yeah, looking forward to getting the story out there and talking to everyone and letting them know what's happening here in September.
Yeah, very excited to dive into your story more as well. We've teased it on the website already, promised you that there will be more insights as to how all of this actually came to be. First event of its kind in the US. But yeah, before we really get into the nitty-gritty of things, how about you give a short intro of yourself? What are you doing? Who are you? How are you? Or how did you get into sim racing?
Most people call me George or Jorge, but yeah, I'm a motorsports fan, gamer, tech enthusiast, and obviously sim racer. So with regards to getting into sim racing, honestly, I've been involved with gaming and racing titles for a very long time. As I mentioned, just a longtime PC enthusiast. I played some of the early games from Papyrus, most notably Indy 500, the simulation, IndyCar Racing 1 and 2, and have very fond memories of my start, I guess, if you will, in sim racing. But with regards to modern sim racing, I've been an iRacing member since 2013, and it's just been a fantastic experience so far. I've really enjoyed it.
Nice. And yeah, some would say the logical extension of that would be to host a big event in the US because of that, but we'll get to that eventually. So yeah, I think everyone remembers their early days fondly. What was your first game or sim, and can you remember what hardware you started on?
Look, I'll be 50 here in August, so I actually started playing games from like the very first console, like Atari 2600, through like the arcade era through consoles. I think for me, like with regards to simulation though, like my fondest memories were of like the DOS era, of PC gaming. And when I really dove into things was in 2013 when I joined iRacing. That's when it was like all of what I wanted to experience in those early days from early PC games, it was finally here. And so that's when I discovered it. It was like, okay, I have to be a part of this.
We made it a point to mention that this event, that Gaming Expo 2025, isn't just another sim racing event hosted by some sort of corporation or whatever, some sort of sim racing brand, but actually by someone from the community, from our community, to say that, which is super cool, I think. So how did you run into Overtake, so to speak? How did you find the platform?
I've seen content online, so we've known about Overtake, but also I actually struck up a friendship with Andy Masson, who's the co-founder of Sim Formula Europe. And even before like the expo was already, being planned and thought of, like we struck up a conversation and we were talking about sim racing. And then eventually, as things started to, come to fruition and the idea was formed, it was like, okay, I'm actually going to do this. He also made mention and also helped make the introduction to the Overtake team. So that was another way that I was able to get connected. It was just kind of natural, I guess you'd say. And then obviously having the opportunity to meet with the team in person and then through our communications, it just felt like the perfect fit for this show.
Community is a good point here. You've been very active in that regard as well, even with your own racing series in iRacing, right?
Yeah, that was something that I never knew that, that I would do when I joined iRacing, but it just happened naturally, and I'm so excited that it did, because it was a fantastic experience. I competed in the official servers for probably about a year to a year and a half, and it was somewhere right around 2014 that I got the idea that I wanted to experience more out of my sim racing. And so through a lot of the public lobbies. I was racing with the same people and created some friendships inside of the community. And it was like, you know what? I think I'd really like to try to emulate a real World Series, like the highs and lows, over like a long, like demanding season. I guess it was a humble beginning, and there were some challenges, of course, along the way, as I had never done that before. It was just an incredible experience, and it is what really provided the pathway that gave me the vision to put this event together. It was what allowed me to kind of look at the industry under a lens, and what I saw was that really nothing, in my opinion, was taking place here in North America. Just from the fan perspective, it's time. I think we've all been asking ourselves, like, why hasn't this happened here? I believe that the market here in North America certainly can support it, based off of just my research and talking with companies, and again, like, visited the Sim Racing Expo and Sim Formula Europe and PRI show, and this was the takeaway. But the Lionheart Racing Series means a lot to me, and it was a great time in my iRacing career or journey.
I can only urge anyone who's kind of on the fence about it to jump into a league. League racing is so much fun, especially if you're learning, the characteristics of other drivers and everything. It's just really good. It will help your online experience massively, that I can say. You mentioned the name too, and I'm pretty sure there's an IndyCar connection in there as well. Lionheart, of course, the nickname of the late Dan Wheldon. So I suppose that's where that comes from, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The league served as a tribute to Dan, and so we basically raced in his honor, and I think it was a fitting tribute over the course of 10 years. We also actually, one of the other things, like kind of going back to the community aspect, we have a brick in the Pagoda Plaza. So the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they have this thing, it's called a brick program. And so you can purchase a brick, and basically you can have a message scribed into the brick. And that is something that we did as a league, as a community. We wound up putting our money together. And so we have a brick in the Pagoda Plaza at IMS. And so that also serves as a tribute to Dan and the league. My goal is to maybe see us have a reunion because, we will have a competition area at the Sim Gaming Expo. And so I'm already kind of like talking with some of our members to see if they can come and compete on stage under the Lionheart banner. And I'm looking forward to seeing that happen in September.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It's always cool to meet community members or rivals, co-drivers, whatever, that you've only seen via webcam at best or something. So that meetup is always special, no matter how often it happens, actually, I think.
You know what? Honestly, that's kind of what we're doing here with the Sim Gaming Expo. We want this event to be a gathering place for all of those simulation enthusiasts. And again, like in the big sea of gaming, we have our corner. And so that's what I want the Sim Gaming Expo to be. I want it to be that place where people say, this is where I'm going to meet, my friends. And there are already stories. We're talking with a number of people who've already said, there's a group that they do a podcast, and they've known each other for 13 years, and they've never met in person. But this was the reason that they're going to meet in person. And that's just one story. There's so many others. We're really looking forward to seeing people celebrate. Just want people to come together and be happy. And then, of course, like doing it under the setting of all this amazing like tech and gear. And then you have competitions going on. So this is something that I would want to see as a fan. And I'm hoping that everyone else kind of, that they catch that excitement as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be massively appreciated. There have to be a ton more stories like the podcast team or your league who've never actually met because, I don't know, geographical restrictions or, just never finding the time or the place. So if that could happen at Sim Gaming Expo, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will appreciate that and love the experience as well. I think that wraps it up then. Very insightful, very cool interview here. Thank you for your time. Very much appreciated, George. If you want to tell the community anything to end this. here's your stage.
Yeah, well, I would just say first, thank you so much for your time, everyone at the Overtake team, for coming on board. We're really excited to have you there, especially being a part of our main event stage and being there as the main central hub for the community as a gathering point. Just really looking forward to meeting everyone there. I can't wait. There's so many people that I will be meeting for the first time, and I'm so excited to do so. Don't forget, tickets are on sale now. The show is September 5th through the 7th. It's at the Schaumburg Convention Center. It's a beautiful facility. We have a lot of space. It's about 65,000 square feet of space, and we have some great things planned. Our main competition area, we'll have 15 sim racing cockpits. We'll have an area for LAN, or like I said, PC gaming, which will be really exciting. We have a main event stage with a lot of talks, speaker panels, and everything present. So, and of course, our main draw, which is our exhibit hall, where we'll see right now we have about a little more than 25 exhibitors present, and many of them have like 1,000 square foot booths. So these are sizable booths. So you're really going to have the opportunity to try out a number of different types of gear, full motion rigs. Yeah, just come on out, like meet everyone and have fun. That's really, I think, all I have to say. Just we really, like I said, we can make history together, and it's really going to take all of us. I've kind of planted the seed. Now we need the community to kind of water it and see what grows from there. So
if that doesn't sound like a great reason for a trip to Chicago in early September this year, I don't know what does. So until then, keep an eye on Overtake on the website, on our YouTube channel, as we'll have a lot more coverage about Sim Gaming Expo, be it exhibitors, backgrounds, announcements, what have you. It will all be on our channels. So yeah, do check those out. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, the usual YouTube stuff here. And I'll see you very soon, and hopefully at the very latest in Chicago in September. Take care, everyone.
Bye now.